Jira Service Management is a widely used tool by service teams, whether you're on information technology providing service management or some other group providing enterprise service management. JSM is very powerful. This is our first recap episode in our study series to earn your Managing Jira Service Projects for Cloud certification. Our first study session for managing Jira Service Projects for Cloud covered three major areas. First, we had your why, next, the general exam layout, and then permissions and roles. Check out some specific timestamps here of when that happens, and look for the chapter bars along the bottom that will help break this down for you. Feel free to skip ahead if you need to review specific areas. But first, we're going to talk about our why. This is important anytime we start studying. Why are we choosing to dedicate time to study? Take a minute and think about it. It does not matter what it truly is, but make sure you know what it is, because this will help inspire you and motivate you to get up and study, especially if you're planning on earning the certification. My personal why is to build my skills, so I remind myself of that, and that helps me get up early and keep studying. So we're going to keep coming back to our why every once in a while. Write it down and just put it near your monitor so you can see it. Next, let's take a quick look at this exam. Here we can see the main page for the ACP-420. I'm going to scroll down a bit, and we're mainly looking at the exam details. Take a moment to review these sections. I'll include a link to this in the course description. This is mainly designed for JSM project or space admins though. So if you're getting into this or if this is your role, definitely worth checking out. This was my first experience being a space administrator in Jira, so this would have been very helpful for me to have before I did that. Take a look at these exam topics. Our live study sessions loosely follow this structure, and our recaps will follow each of those. When you're planning on studying, we'll cover this more towards the end. The biggest chunk is customer-facing features, so follow the pieces that have the largest portion of the exam. Another very important resource are these detailed exam topics. Download this PDF. I've used this to help structure this course, as well as one I have that is fully recorded that includes an exam voucher. Check that out in the description if you like, or floating around somewhere up here. But you will have to answer 75 questions around JSM over 3 hours, and it is $250 to take the exam. I do provide a course that includes an exam voucher for about $200, so that is an option if you need it. But keep in mind, this is what the exam covers, and this is who it's for and the topics that will show up. Very important for us to understand as we go into this and as we consider how we're going to be successful. So now that we understand a little bit about the exam and our why, let's jump in and take a look at some of these topics. First, we're going to discuss what the permissions are like for internal users. Now we're going to jump into Jira, and this is a demonstration instance I have, and we're going to go take a look at our IT support space. Now in here, as a space admin, I can click More Actions and open up Space Settings, and I'm going to go to the Access tab and look for People and Access. This tab details everyone who has access to this space. Now a space is a collection of work in Jira Service Management, just like in Jira, that comprised of work items. We'll talk more about what those are as we go, but everyone listed here can access this space to some degree. There are some roles that we have, and a role is just a collection of permissions. For example, Alana has multiple roles. They're both an administrator and part of the service desk team. Emma, however, is just part of the service desk team. As a space admin, we can assign roles, but these roles are important because they are collections of permissions. A Jira admin can make the roles, but as space admins, we can assign them. So this is our first exposure to our ability to control access. Keep in mind, in order to work on tickets, an agent, someone who works on tickets, must have both a license to Jira Service Management, which is paid by your company, and the service desk team role in a space. It is possible for you to have one and not the other. For example, if you don't have the service desk team role, you won't see the space and you might not be able to work on tickets, even if you have a license. If you don't have a license but have this role, you'll see the space but won't have all the permissions and all the features enabled. There's one very important role we want to talk about as well, and that is called the collaborator. Collaborators are able to internally comment and add attachments to work items, but they cannot transition them and they cannot comment to customers. They're intended to help advise and support your agents, the people working on tickets, so they can only do internal things. This would be like a software developer or a team lead who isn't on the service desk team. So this is a collaborator. Internal only access, no ability to comment externally, and can add attachments but cannot transition. And again, we as Jira Space admins cannot make new roles. We can, however, see the permissions. So clicking on Space Permissions will show you all of the permissions. Again, you can't change these, but it is important to see what they are. This can help troubleshoot. Essentially, you want to take a look at this permission and then who it's assigned to. So if you think something could be off or wondering who has what, come in here and take a look. But these are the internal ways we can control access, mainly from this People and Access tab. And again, to work on a work item, you have to have both a license to Jira Service Management and the service desk role. Oh, sorry folks for this quick interruption. I do want to give a shout out to this episode's sponsor, Yasoon. They make a great product called Microsoft 365 for Jira and JSM, Jira Service Management, that integrates Teams, Outlook, and your calendar directly with Jira Service Management. It makes it much easier to communicate. So learn a little bit about it, and then we'll jump right back into the learning. Next up, we have customers. Now, in this example, I have another demonstration instance where I have customer permissions. This is everything a customer can do in my system. Now, this is on a space-by-space basis, and here I have some options. I can control who can add in requests. Restricted will only allow people I explicitly add. Open will let anyone who can get to the portal put in the requests. Typically, a company only providing internal support would use restricted, whereas someone supporting customers who are paying or purchasing a product would use this one. I can also allow customers to optionally share requests with other participants or organizations. You may want to disable this if you don't want people sharing their requests with others. For example, you're in a tightly controlled environment or something else, you can uncheck this. This will prevent people from accidentally leaking information or sharing things they shouldn't. More typically, however, you allow people to share within their organization. This means if I'm part of a collection of customers, they can all share their tickets with each other. One option here, though, is to make it a little bit broader. They can share it to anyone in the org, or if they know the email of someone, they can add this. This would allow people in different organizations, different collections of customers to share tickets between them, so you may not want this in some cases. In case there's sensitive information, for example, maybe you don't want clients knowing about each other. And last, you can just allow anyone to share any request with anyone else, regardless of organization. Most control, though, is this top option. And last, we can also prevent them from sharing requests within the organizations that they're members of. Typically, this is turned on just to allow them to just share requests with each other. You can also add customers if you need to, for example, making this channel access restricted under the People and Access tab, and just giving them the Service Desk customer role here. This will allow them to put in tickets. So if someone's complaining they can't enter tickets, it might be because they don't have access on this particular screen. Beyond this, customers have a very limited way of accessing Jira Service Management. They will be using something called a portal, which we'll talk a lot more about in follow-up sessions, how to configure it and how to use it. But the portal is a website that looks similar to this. We will go over how to configure this, but keep in mind customers will come in here and they will put in tickets. Now, depending on configurations made by you, the space admin, customers will have different options here. Generally, they'll be able to add comments, which go to an agent to respond to. However, it can be configured to allow customers to transition an item or move it through a workflow and even share it. Again, think back to where we just spoke about access. You can disable this. This is sharing the request with other people, or allow it in certain circumstances. Once a request is added, it turns into a work item, which an agent would work on. And again, you need access to the space to do this as an agent, plus the license. So that is our first recap session. Again, take a minute to think of your why. Why are you studying this? Go review that page that details the exam, links down below. And also make sure you take a look at this Access tab. It describes what roles people have. But remember that as space admins, we cannot configure permissions or create our own roles. We're reliant on our Jira admin to do that. So any question you have on the exam about assigning access will be around a role. It's role-based. Customers can optionally just be allowed in, or they must have explicit access, and then we have some control over what they can share. Be on the lookout for more recap sessions. Every week I'll be publishing a new one about this topic, but use the comments to ask me questions. What do you want to know about? I also have a Discord and WhatsApp community where you can get ongoing help. There's a couple hundred folks in there sharing information about this and other topics. And I do want to give a special shout out to all of my channel members. This group of people right here directly support the channel, so I want to thank them. Without them, I could keep doing this. It would just be a little bit harder. You can support me as well just by giving a quick like to this video if you liked it. And also, again, drop a comment down below with your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you on what you think of this and other sessions. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one soon.